The Sentinel Mindset.
What's up, everyone? Hope you're having a fantastic day. Very excited today because we are here back in York, and I have with me today Sergeant Mina Rahravan. And how are you doing today?
I am fantastic. Thanks for being with us today. I appreciate it. Hello, everyone.
Amazing. I'm so glad to have you be part of this. I've heard so much about you. We're going to open today about your background and why you do what you do.
Absolutely.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, you take us wherever you want to go.
Let's go. Let me take you to the world out there where my passion is, which is helping the community.
Okay.
We're right now within the region of York, which is one of the most diverse communities in North America.
Okay.
And I have the honor to serve as a police officer, frontline patrol sergeant in the City of Vaughan, with approximately 300,000 residents.
Okay. And your career, has it been all with York?
Always. York is the only place I wanted to do policing with.
Really?
Because it always, the values and the code of ethics of the organization always resonated with me, and I always wanted to be part of an organization that is nationwide, one of the very progressive and very advanced organizations with values that really resonated with me.
Okay, so why I'm also very excited to hear your story today is because we just finished having a good ride along with Constable Cindy Queen, who's only been on the service for less than a year.
Excellent.
Okay, so it's always interesting to find perspectives for someone who just started and for someone that has done 20 years, right? You have massive experiences that are far apart, right?
I do have 15 years.
Oh, is it 15?
Yes, that is correct.
So 15 years. Now, I read a little bit about your background, and you're from Iran.
It's true, from Iran.
Yes.
Yes.
And for yourself, can you kind of speak to your origin story of what was it for you to leave that country to come here into Canada and start? Because, there is a lot of things specifically with women, like rights and like jobs and stuff that are down there. Was there anything in there that influenced your decisions to say, I need to start an opportunity somewhere?
Well, thank you for the question.
Yes.
I always wanted to find a place on this planet that I can call home, where I can feel that the human rights and human lives, they truly matter.
Right.
I left Iran very late in life because I was always in pursuit of those freedom of, being a human being and to achieve all the potentials and all the greatness that a human is able to achieve.
Right.
Unfortunately, in some countries on this planet, we do not have that opportunity. So,
right.
For me, the desire to becoming a police officer was stemming from my experience growing up as a child into my adulthood. I was raised in Tehran, and unfortunately many years, almost a decade of my life was spent in war between my country and the neighboring one. And unfortunately, Constantine, when you are raised in war, life changes from thriving into simply surviving. And a good day in life is when you are alive, when you survived the bombs that are falling on your head. And I always remember one night my father was grabbing our hands to run out of the house because there was unfortunately bombs falling, attack overnight. And I was telling myself as a child that this is not living. Life should be beyond what I'm experiencing.
How old would you have been at that time where this was happening?
So I was basically 10, 11, 12. So the war stopped almost when I was in the last years of high school.
Okay,
in
wow.
Tehran.
And these memories are very strong.
100%.
Like, to this day.
And that's the time that I realized when there is no peace in a society, in any society,
Yes.
the children cannot thrive and they cannot achieve their dreams, whatever their dreams are.
Right.
I knew very well in my heart that my life is not about just finding a job and earning a living. It's about making an impact. It's about creating a peaceful society because I didn't have one growing up. And I wanted to wear the uniform somewhere on the planet that accepts me as a person to immigrate there. And in that country, I'm going to contribute to the peace building and peacekeeping of that society, so that the
Wow.
children of today can become, can have that peaceful environment to make the tomorrow that we all desire, an
Wow.
ideal tomorrow.
So you had this desire that was building, like this protector desire from within that was building from a lot of the experiences that you were having.
100%. And I think I'm not the only one. I am the humble representation of a generation of mine that unfortunately spent the longest, almost a decade of their life in the war that unfortunately took a lot of our childhood and into the adulthood.
Right.
But sometimes we always read and reflect on be the change that you would like to see in the world. And for me, being that change is by doing what I do, because the profession of policing is not a job. And I really strongly, I share it with everyone that I come across, that it's a calling. You don't go to choose policing because you want to make a living. You choose policing because you want to make the world a better place. And this is an opportunity that you're given to make that happen.
I am getting goosebumps hearing you talk, because to me the thing is, I so much believe what you're saying, that people that do this job, they do it because, like, why would someone run into like a burning fire? Why would someone run it? It's because there's something from within that's calling you to do that, and it's something you come sometimes even explain. It's something from within. And I do feel what you're saying, needs to resonate with people that want to choose a career in policing, because it's not something that you just get paid because there's a pension, because there's benefits. There's so much more beyond that.
You know, Constantine, you raised a very interesting point. You're right. Police officers, they run into the danger when everybody else is running away from that danger.
Right.
But it's very interesting points, because it's not that the police officers, they don't experience the fear.
Right.
We have the courage, or we develop the courage to face the fear.
Right.
Because of the greater good. Because for us, when we run to that danger zone, it's about saving lives. And that desire to save somebody else's life other than yourself, it's so strong that nothing on this planet can stop you from you doing what you need to do to serve another human being.
Right. Interesting. I mean, let me ask you this. You experienced, tragedies in life that many people don't. Do you feel that if you did not experience that it would have shaped your career in a different way? Like, have you ever thought about that? Like, if you were like living like just in Canada or somewhere else in the world where there was no war, that put you in this situation to think in a very different, mindset. Do you think it would have given you that same trajectory?
100%. I think I am privileged to have experienced what I have experienced in life. It's almost one of the greatest gifts of my life to experience what I have, because for me, the weather, the roads, the difficulties of daily life doesn't really change my attitude towards life, because the fact that we're alive, the gift of life, it's truly something that needs to be celebrated and gives you perspective. Right now, if I'm having a bad day because today is a rainy day, to me, truly, I believe you can be the sunshine, not only for yourself, for others as well.
Right.
You don't need the sun out there to have a great day.
Right.
You can make that sunshine through your attitude, through what you do for others, to bring that sunshine into other people's lives. So 100%, I think beyond changing the perspective on life,
Yes.
it also changes the personal attitude towards the circumstances that happen in life. Because although you may not have control over the events of life that happen to you, but the control over your attitude and the way you view life is completely in your own hands.
Right. No, I love that. I mean, for someone like yourself who pours their life out to serve to the call, police don't have a strong positive reputation across the board. There's a lot of people that support the police, and then there's people that don't, right? And as far as people that would even have hatred towards the police. When you know what you do as an individual, and you pour yourself and give yourself to the community and literally put your life on the line, How does it make you feel to know that there's people out there that just have this hatred?
You know, I still love those people who have hatred towards us. I think every call that I go to within the 12-hour shift of a day or night, my mission is to change perspective of individuals that may hate police officers. Police officers don't join policing to hurt people. They join to help people. And I think for me, every call for service is an opportunity to leave a trail of kindness and compassion and humanity behind.
Right.
Because beneath the uniform that we wear, in reality, there is a member of the community, there's a sister, there's a brother, there's a spouse, partner. We're all the commonality of being a human being.
Right.
Within a police officer and a person who may even come across that does not like us is really the same.
Right.
So on a foundational basis, we share the same joys, sorrows, desires. And I think even those people who may feel, unfortunately, hatred towards police are the greatest opportunity for police officers to change that
narrative,
perspective
yeah,
and that narrative.
yes.
Because we have the power to impact a person in a positive way.
Right.
And I personally, from my personal perspective, I take that as a mission, as a personal mission at work, that I want to treat people the way I would like my family to be treated, the way I would like to be treated. And I can tell you, when you go to a call with the right mindset, but also with the right heart set,
Yes.
people feel that. And that makes a huge difference in making the world a better place, making the society a more compassionate place.
It's energy. Like your energy is very positive and it's contagious.
Thank
Same
you.
way anyone can walk into, like if I came in and I had negative energy, that energy could be easily rubbed off against an individual,
You're
and then
absolutely
it
right.
changes. So that's amazing. It's how you look at it from the mindset.
100%. The reaction that we get in the world is almost the result of what we project into the world, and
Right.
I'm very aware of what I project into the world.
Right. How does your family see everything now that you're a police? Well, you've been a police officer for so long, but that you're in the world of policing, how do they look at this? Are they like when they first found out? By the way, let's go back 15 years. When you first applied, was it your first service that you applied
Yes, the only service.
to? And were you? It's very rare, it seems, for people to get on the first try. How was it for you?
Yes, I failed, but the failure was the platform for me to succeed the next time.
Amazing.
Yes.
So when you get the call and you find out you got it, and then you go back to your family right now,
Yes.
what was their initial reaction?
Fantastic. My family has been always the closest part of my life to know the reason behind why I chose policing.
Right.
Policing for me was the only thing that I wanted to do, because I felt you feel accomplished and fulfilled in life only when you serve others.
Right.
Because it's not always about the greatness that you expect to achieve. All of us as human beings, we're looking for achieving the fullest, the highest potential of who we are. And I think by way of serving others, you really accomplish that. And I think policing provides every person with that opportunity to achieve that. And I think for my family, they knew me, they know the core of my existence and my desire to make the world better than I found, so they always supported me.
Wow. A lot of the stuff that you talk about also is with the community, and even as a leader, is servant leadership, right? Where you basically pour into others to make them the best. Now, you're a sergeant and you oversee, from what I understand, 40 people in your...
That is correct.
So how important is it for those listening that want to get into policing to look at leadership? Because the way you lead influences your entire your platoon,
100%,
basically. How
yes.
Can you speak a little bit about that?
Well, I strongly feel responsible for the team that I have the honor to work for right now at 4th District within the City of Vaughan.
Yes.
And it's the voice of my heart, what I'm going to share with you.
Okay.
I believe leadership sometimes has been mistaken as always taking charge. But the main point of a leader is to taking care of those who are in your charge. For me, my role within policing is, of course, I take the responsibility and full accountability when things do not go as right as we want. But when we achieve the successful results, it's the team that has to be celebrated. For me, I feel privileged, honored, because I take care of those who are serving others. So to take care of leaders within the society who are serving and leading the society, which are my team members,
Right.
and to be, in fact, taking care of them so that I make sure they have everything that they need
Right.
to go out there and help people, it's absolutely an honor. It's
Right.
it's an honor that awakens me in the morning before I go to work, awakens me before the night shift when I want to start my work, and I always believe that you gotta love individuals that you work for and you go on the road with, because on a day and night basis we touch lives and we come across moments in life that we touch that edge between life and death. I love my team.
Okay, amazing. Your commitment to the service has and just who you are as an individual has been recognized, and you've received awards and you've received recognitions for the stuff that you do. Is there something that you're the most proud of? I know that there's some work you did, and I don't want to mess it up, but some things that you're doing in the U.S. Can you speak to that about some this specific thing that I'm talking about?
Of course. It was a program called International Leadership Program that was orchestrated by State Department, and I had the honor to participate in that on behalf of York Regional Police. In fact, I was the only officer in Canada who attended this program.
Wow.
To visit many states and to visit from police services and to see how they view human rights through the lens of policing. Again, I know I come as one person here, but I really stand for thousands of members and officers who really back me up within York Regional Police. So the program was amazing because it gives you a unique perspective that within York Regional Police, for those who actually would like to consider policing, I like to genuinely express that York Regional Police is among the world leaders within policing. We have a unique perspective on the diverse community that we serve.
Yes.
On the perspective that we have on our members, how to really advance and better them so that they can go out there and do what they need to do for the society. So it brought me back, that program, with even additional confidence that I have made the right choice. This is where I want it to be.
Right. Let me ask you, and this may sound like a very simple question, but I just love the depth of your answers. What makes a good police officer great?
It's a great question. I think just remember to have humility and compassion, because the more power you have, the more modesty you require. We've been given the trust of the community to take somebody's liberty away, and I think with that trust comes a lot of weight that we have to be aware of. A great police officer is the one that goes to the most challenging moments of people's lives and leaves a trail of kindness and compassion. Believe it or not, within the last 15 years of policing, I have learned that people, the only thing that they remember after decades, on that very traumatic day that we have been called for service and we have attended that house or that family, what they remember is how you made them feel.
Right.
A police officer that is aware of that and believes in the impact that we make when we enter that house on that chaotic moment, be aware of the impact that you can leave for a lifetime on a person.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Working in a region of York, and York Regional Police has, talking to so many members are so grateful for what an incredible organization New York is. It's just, I haven't spoken to one person that has said anything different. And again, maybe because there's cameras. But the reality is I truly feel it. I truly feel it. And the people are so warm and welcoming. So it's a fantastic place and opportunity for people to jump in as a career. For those that are looking at getting into policing and they're trying to explore and find out about the job, and they may know the job on the surface, what would you say are certain things that they should work on from within to display when they're trying to jump into this career?
It's a wonderful question. I think what I love about policing and the decision, the intention to become a police officer is that you almost start running a campaign for greatness, for being at the top of your game in life.
Yes.
You can't have the luxury of having a bad day, because your bad day can absolutely affect people's lives. You have to be at the top of your fitness, at the top of your mindset, at the top of your why behind doing what you do. And those are all, I think, everyday campaign.
Yes.
When I wake up in the morning and I want to start my day wearing my uniform to go to work, I have to remember the why I started policing. It's not for me, it's for the people out there. And this is why I wear the uniform that I wear. And when I want to go to that call that people run away from, we go there because we wanted to help people.
Right.
And to have that why always in the background of your life, I think it plays a key role, because it's a challenging job. I'm not exaggerating to you that coming to work and not knowing what 1 hour to next is going to have for you, it's a challenge that you pick. But the greatest gifts in life are always behind those challenges.
Right.
The greatest perspectives and views on life are always after you climb that summit
Right.
of challenge.
Right.
So I encourage everyone, because I think every call and every day and every night when you work, you are on the campaign to bettering yourself as a human being.
Okay.
Not many jobs give you
Okay.
that opportunity.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Every answer is amazing, Mina. Okay.
Very kind of you.
So let's play a scenario game right now. So all the chiefs of police have got together in Ontario, and they've invited you to come down, and they say, Mina, what is one thing that you could suggest that we could do to elevate the game or elevate the service? Anything at all that we could output on a higher level? Would you have anything at all from your years of experience on the job?
For all of the police services?
Yeah, that they can all
take care of
unite.
your people so that they can take care of people.
Okay. Wow, that's good. That's really good. And that is key. People, when they're doing this kind of job that demands so much from you, having support structures in place is key.
100%. Absolutely. I think people who join policing have that calling and that burning desire within them to
Yes.
wanting to make the world a better place.
Right.
And I think every organization has a duty to keep that fire as strong as is possibly possible.
Right.
So that every day when you come to work, when you get into this amazing cruiser, which is really your vehicle to change the world into a better place, make sure they're taken care of and they have all the tools and all the compassion and all the love that they
Right.
need, because our society needs more love and compassion. And I think officers are in that position that are expected consistently to give and to care for others. And I think it's wonderful for all of the police agencies in the world to recognize that the officers are, each one of them are these candle lights that they go out there and they light up the world into a more bright place.
Okay, I
Make
like
sure
that.
the candle light is on.
Amazing. What are some experiences in your 15-year career or certain areas? Like I know you did some stuff in the air, for example. Is there anything that's like for yourself that you can think of? I really love this part of my career, like that stands out.
100%. Like being part of the air support as a tactical flight officer was one of the most magnificent experiences of my life.
Tell
But
us about that. What was
Constantine,
that
I would
like?
love to. I share one thing with you that is very important
Please.
for those who have any dreams in their life. I really want to highlight that if you hold on to your dream in the background of your life, if you hold that vision strong, and do not worry about how you will achieve that, but like stay focused, laser focused on it. In some unique way, that dream is going to come true, and I tell you why. When I was in Iran, and I finished my university in Iran, so I was there for until almost late 20s in Iran. I always had a dream to become a pilot, to fly, because I loved flying, and I always had a dream to be the guardian of human rights and human lives. I always loved that, but I didn't know how it's going to come true. Until one night when I was on patrol in Air 2, which is one of our beautiful helicopters for general patrolling policing. And in this beautiful night sky with sparkling stars.
Yes.
And in that very moment, a very unique reflection and understanding happened to me, that I was on patrol, safeguarding the beautiful region of York from up there with the pilot beside me.
Yes.
And I realized that the dreams do come true, but not only the way you dreamed, bigger than what you even thought, bigger than what you even could dream. Because I realized I was doing what I loved, which was serving as a police officer, but I was doing it in such a unique and out of ordinary way in the sky as a tactical flight officer. So my two dreams, in fact, became combined and knocked on my door. So I was doing what I really dreamed of doing.
Wow.
And I want that feeling of fulfillment and accomplishment for everyone that is watching this video. I want you to live life on the edges of your dreams.
So I'm going to ask you a question that I think is obvious,
Sure.
but I'm going to ask it anyways. Do you still love what you do?
I love what I do, but I love the people that I work for.
Right.
And I love the team that I have the honor to serve. And I think beside that, I love helping people, and that's what drives me. I feel I'm in the zone when I'm at work, and that zone is such a unique place to be when you don't understand the passage of time.
Okay.
When I tell you 12 hours, sometimes my 12 hours is 13, 14, 15 hours for many of us. But you do not realize the passage of time because you are in that zone. When you love what you do, when your profession is your passion, you never work.
Okay.
You have to actually remind yourself, oh, okay, I got to take a break and go home.
Wow. You know, it's amazing to hear it because we do what we do. We're passionate about what we do. That's what kind of motivates us to get up. And to me, you're really in tune with that.
Yes.
I want to talk about languages because I understand you speak 4.
A couple.
Okay. There's a lot of people that are looking to apply to services that ask about that, for example. Like, is having a second language, first of all, mandatory, or is it important to have?
I think it's helpful, absolutely. I have been to many calls when the time of crisis happens in a very multicultural society like Canadian society.
Yes.
Unfortunately, in the times of crisis, people switch to their own language that they're comfortable with. It could be in the city of Vaughan, we have a huge community, Italian community.
Yes.
We have Persian community, Russian community, Spanish community. It absolutely helps because you can say a hello at a language that a person has spoken all their life and they call it mother tongue.
Right.
And that breaks any wall and creates bridge.
Okay.
So I highly recommend everyone, if you don't know any second language, pick one for the sake of the society and those community members that you serve.
Right.
It's magnificent to speak to another person in the times of difficulty and challenge in the language that they speak to understand what is going on in that moment.
Okay. When you're not working, when it's your days off, because I understand it's like a 4 on, 4 off, and
Yes.
how do you unwind? Like, meaning as in, like, because this job is like, it demands a lot from you.
100%.
Do your days off become the most sacred days where, you know, you just want to unwind, relax, or do you find yourself always trying to keep busy?
Oh, life still happens outside the hours of work.
Yes.
So I still seize the moments of life with family. I really believe in the importance of having family time.
Yes.
Taking care of the circle of people that care about you.
Yes.
Taking care of your mental health. Your fitness for me is huge.
Right.
I believe taking care of your physical health. This body is where your mind resides, where your heart resides. So you got to take care of it.
Yes.
And ultimately, do a lot of self-reflections, because in the course of a shift of 12 hours, you touch a number of lives. You witness firsthand the mistakes of people's lives, the joys, the sorrows of their lives, and those life lessons can carry you for the rest of your life. So self-reflection on those is very important for me. If you are a police officer that is truly gaining perspective by the calls that you go to, you become a philosopher at the end of policing, because there is so much to reflect on.
Amazing. When did you get on as a sergeant?
When, sorry?
How long ago did you get on as a sergeant?
Around 3 years.
Okay. Do you have, it seems to me like your career easily for the next 10, 15 years plus, do you have any other goals that you'd like to see yourself get into?
My goal is my people.
Okay.
I like to take care of my people, and my goal is to take care of the people out there, the members of the community.
Okay.
I think it's truly, becoming a sergeant is not, to me, just to explain it, is really a more responsibility role. I want to make sure that my shoulders are there for my team to step on and rise within their career, and rise to be able to do what they need to do for others.
Okay.
So as long as I am here, my goal is to serve the community that I love, and serve my team and the members of the team who go out there and make a difference, so that they can achieve their greatest potentials.
Okay, I like that. For individuals, because you do such a great job of articulating, working with the community and such. For those that have tried to apply to the service and they really do want to have a desire to serve, but they're just having obstacles and they can't get past, and they fail. What would you say to those individuals that want it still, but are feeling discouraged?
That's a fabulous question. I think if you were given everything in life, you would take it for granted. You got to earn things in life to really appreciate. And policing comes with a huge challenge and responsibility. And if you earned policing, the role of policing easily, then you would give up easily. What I would say is, you see an obstacle, I look at it as if you see a wall. If you see a wall, climb over it. If you can't climb, make a window and go through it. If
Right.
you can't, go underneath, crawl
Right.
underneath and pass that, put that wall behind.
Right.
The obstacles are made for you to make you better, stronger, and that's the story of life. Everything in life is, it's a journey. It's a journey that is filled with easy path and difficult path, but it's a combination of those that makes life so exciting and worth living.
Okay.
Don't give up, just keep coming back. And that's what we would like to see as well. If you showcase at the recruiting level that you do not give up, and you are dedicated to your desire of helping others as a police officer, that speaks of magnificence of who you are. That speaks of how this is not just a job search for you. This is a calling, and we take that seriously.
Okay, that's amazing. Mina, could you share a story that you, something in your career in the last 15 years that really impacted you, that you wanted to share, because it kind of, just like you had this experience back home where it defined you to make you who you are, but something now in the present day of your career that stands out, a call maybe, or an incident, or situation, anything at all?
I think there's thousands of pages of stories that I can go through when I look back within only 15 years.
Yes.
Every day is truly is a book by itself.
Right.
And it's an exciting book that from one chapter to next, there's different stories.
Yes.
But the one thing that always stands out to me, apart from all the different calls, like from vehicle pursuits to like armed barricaded to, robbery, to all the high priority calls that I have gone to, apart from all the arrests that you made, all the people that you helped, the one call that always stands out to me is when you save a life. Because There has been a recent moment that with a few of our members of my team, we arrived on scene and we could help someone to revive by doing the CPR and by not giving up on life. And I think that moment when the person returns to the moment of breathing, it's an awakening moment for all of us collectively as well, because the breath that we take so often during the day, the life that we'll live every day that we wake up, is unfortunately the two things that we take so much for granted. So the story that stands out to me is the always life-saving stories, because that's the uniqueness of this job, that
Right.
sometimes you're the first on scene, and with your colleagues, you're the one that is privileged to save a life.
Right. Wow.
I hope that answers your
No,
question.
absolutely. Look, again, the goal is here for people listening or to understand, like, you know, what it's like. Have you ever been in a situation where you had to break bad news to someone about something?
Many times, unfortunately, that's part of the mission that I have chosen.
Yes.
It's, many times, unfortunately, because a person's family member has passed either in a natural cause
Right.
circumstances or in a traumatic incident. As a patrol sergeant, it's my role to go to the house of the family members and to unfortunately break the news to them. But again, even to do that successfully, you can do it only with love and compassion.
Right.
Of course, is it easy? No. But could you make the person feel that you are treating that moment of their life and that deceased person in their life as a very precious family member?
Right.
They feel that.
Right.
For sure they will feel that. They feel when you're doing just a job to deliver a news,
Yes.
or if you're doing it with the utmost dignity and respect and compassion.
Yeah, it doesn't come across robotic. You know, it comes
Not
across
at all.
genuine.
100%.
How do you process or deal with not taking the job home? Because you're seeing and dealing with things that are very, very heavy.
It's your mindset, and I believe that you have to be able to help. Otherwise, you cannot really do what you need to do out there. For me, it's very important that when I have a good drive home, so during the drive, I really do some reflection on my day, on the lessons that I have learned, on people that hopefully I have helped, on the team members that I care for. And by the time I arrive home, I can pretty much feel that I have wrapped it and put this away.
Okay.
They never disappear in your mind. I don't deny that to you, but you give a meaning to those events in your mind. And I think your mind feels more satisfied when there is an interpretation, a positive interpretation behind it. That's my way of dealing with it. And of course, as I said, the fitness, the physical fitness, the family, and to be still who you are apart from the uniform that you wear plays a key role in disconnecting with what you deal with on a day or night basis.
Okay.
I hope that answers your
Oh,
question.
100%. You mentioned earlier that, you know, physical fitness is a big part of your life.
Yes,
Why is that important?
because it's the way life needs to be. I think it's not even about policing, it's in general in life. The body that we have, with all the ability or the absence of ability that we may have, it's still a gift that we experience life through it. And we got to safeguard this body, because as long as this body is working for us, we can experience this journey of life. So
Right.
you got to safeguard this this gift that you have.
Yeah, it's not
with
just
the
about
way-
physical fitness, it's nutrition,
It's about
sleep.
the lifestyle.
Yeah.
Yes, is nutrition, is your physical fitness, is meditation. I always believe in the even the high performing cars, after the race on the tracks,
Yes.
they have to cool down their engine, and that's very important, because you have to be able to come back again the following day and face the world with all the unknown in it. So you
Right.
have to be prepared with this body.
That's very key advice. For yourself, do you find that because are you still in a position where you have to go bouncing between days and nights?
Yes, I am.
How do you cope with that? Because a lot of people have difficulty sleeping during the day. Like, is your body used to it now, or techniques?
Your
that
body
you use?
never gets used to it because it's not natural. One
Right.
of the most beautiful rests happen when you sleep at night, and your
Right.
brain is at work when you sleep at night.
Right.
However, as I said, the why behind what you do is what keeps you going.
Okay.
For me, when I'm patrolling the streets of Vaughan or the region of York at night, what keeps me awake is knowing that hopefully the community is feeling safe, that we are awake to do our job. And rest assured that we'll do everything that we can to prevent crimes and to respond to the calls that come for service during the night shift. So that's what keeps us going.
So, I want to ask you a question. I have a daughter. She's 18, and she's someone that is very outgoing. She wants to get into law, as a lawyer.
Excellent. Mm-hmm.
And she also does quite a bit of work, and she posts a lot of our media. And she reads a lot of comments when we put a lot of content about policing, where you usually have more male individuals that will say things like women can't do policing, or how are they going to have my back, and all that kind of stuff. When you hear that, what would you say to that individual? Because to me, they obviously are talking from ignorance. But I want to know from your perspective, how would you like?
I love those individuals because they actually drive me forward to do what they believe is impossible.
Okay.
There's no impossible in a person's life unless I believe that something is impossible. And in fact, those individuals are the greatest motivators and inspirational speakers. When somebody says you can't, prove
Right.
it to them that you can.
Right.
And again, in a democratic society such as Canadian society, the only person that can limit your dreams is yourself. And you have to be committed to what you want to describe as your life legacy. And because that legacy that you like to leave behind is beyond yourself, it's about others, I strongly believe that everything becomes in harmony with you to accomplish your goal.
Okay. No, that's good.
Stay committed to your dream.
Absolutely. Is it normal? Like, when is it normal to have two in a vehicle? Because there used to be back in the day, two in a vehicle for like. Is it more people single?
Well, within York Regional Police, we always drive one vehicle, one officer.
Yes.
Although
Days or night shifts, does it matter?
both, absolutely. But we respond to calls that are more of typical priority or high risk calls. Always two cruisers at a time. Some other services they drive in pairs, but we do not. Sometimes we do when you're a coach officer and you do have a recruit in the cruiser with you, or sometimes when we, for some operational reasons, we need to pair up two officers to attend one location.
Right.
So it depends on the scenario.
Okay, good. So I want to ask you a question now, and this is going to apply to people that are currently serving, so they're in the service already.
Yes.
So you've obviously, advanced yourself and put yourself in a position of sergeant through the work that you've done, through passing assessments and testing. For those people that are also looking to grow within the service, and they're facing now not the obstacle of getting on, the obstacle of growing, and they've had some failure. What would you tell those individuals?
Do not let the promotion define you, and I hope that for those members, you're not doing things because of the desire to be promoted. You do things because it's the right thing to do and it's the ethical things to do. And I hope that the organization will see that your intention is at the right place. And if you are planning to be promoted, not because of the self-centered reasons, but because you want to help others to grow and to become better at their role as a police officer, then I am confident that at some point this ladder of leadership will be paved and will be placed behind by you.
Okay.
I believe in that.
Okay,
for sure. But,
that's good.
Again, if you are rising as a leader within the organization, I always recommend, do not forget that your role is to raise others as you rise.
That's a true testament to knowing that you've done something. You know what I mean? That you've done your job on that, because you're impacting others. You can move on because you know you've created successors.
I hope.
Yeah.
I would love to be that positive influence for the team that I have the honor to serve, and I love to make sure that I can help them with their great cause for, for within the policing, for what they want to do. I would like to help them as much as I can.
Okay. Do you ever have situations where when you're like just driving and you get that call, and it's a call that is elevated, meaning as in you're about to go into a situation right now?
Of course.
Do you what goes through your mind? Is there a little bit of adrenaline, fear, anything to guide you? What is going through your mind?
Well, as we said earlier, I think fear is part of the job.
Right.
You will experience fear, but to conquer the fear is what you focus on. And also, when you're going to the call, one of the greatest practice is what am I going to, because sometimes you really do not have much details. Sometimes this situation is a very unknown trouble call that you don't know what you're walking into.
Right.
But you make sure that you utilize the gift of breath that you have been given.
Right.
To slow things down in your mind and in your voice. Then you think about yourself and others, the officers who are attending.
Right.
Where can you position yourself? What are the possible safety concerns? Is there anybody's life in danger? And what are some of the strategies before you fully approach that you can communicate on the radio to others?
Yes.
And ultimately, you want to get there as fast as possible, but as safe as possible so that you're able to help. And of course, in your mind, you're thinking, do I need ambulance here? Do we need the fire department? What other services I may need to incorporate? So there's so much happening in your mind, but it's all to make sure that the family that had made that phone call for help
Yes.
is receiving the help that they deserve as promptly as possible.
It must be very hard to turn off how you've been wired. Meaning, as in, like,
100%.
if you're in Costco shopping and then you see something happen, it's like your radar goes there right away, because it's like,
You know, Constantine, you never view the city in the same way as a member of the public.
Right.
And that's part of the nature of our job, because in every corner of this beautiful city, you have memories that are planted, and nobody will know except you and your coworkers. And in that corner, once I attended for this call. In that corner, I helped somebody who, struggled. Every corner of the city becomes a memory book.
wow.
And there's a beauty to it too.
Yeah, you're continuously reflecting of this.
100%. 100%.
So when you're driving, obviously you can't have the radios on and stuff. You got to be alert all the time.
I never listen to radio. I love to be alert for the radio calls of my colleagues, of my team, of the dispatch who relays the calls for help to us. And the things happen in a matter of seconds, so you can't miss that second. You don't have the luxury of having a loud music, windows down, having a phone conversation. If you want to be available to help, you got to be at the edge of that preparedness to do the help, to give the help that other people require.
That's right. And one thing that I'm noticing, and it's something that I pay attention to, is, if I go to work, no one's really paying me any attention. I'm just a guy walking to my office. You have all eyes on you all the time.
All the time. Even as you can see, as we are driving. Constantine, with policing, one of the beauties of policing is to be comfortable with being uncomfortable. And because you have a leadership role in the society, all of us, anybody that wears the uniform, you're held to extremely high standard. So you can take a break and go to Tim Hortons and enjoy without being the highlight of that Tim Horton location.
That's right.
For us, from the moment that you enter, you have people looking at you to see what you order, how do you act, how do you really react to people's reaction.
Yes.
So you are definitely always under the observation. Is it a positive thing? I look at it that way, because
Yes.
that is your chance to say hello, to encourage others to join, to make a meaningful, positive interaction so that even those who may not like us can
Yes.
have an opportunity for a positive interaction.
Right. That's interesting. I mean, you could most likely feel when you could feel the eyes on you, I guess. But you get used to it.
It's two things. One is from the community perspective, community service perspective. The other one is from officer safety perspective. I think I can tell you there's no place that I enter and I don't see them first. I have to see everybody. I have to make eye contact because I want to know and be aware of my surrounding.
Right.
So it's a state of alertness all the time.
Okay.
All the time.
Yes. If people were coming up to you and asking you questions, and the reason why I ask is like I've talked to other officers where they're, let's say, would you, if your kids wanted to be police officers or a family wanted to be police officers, would you support it? Or
100%.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think life is a journey. And at some point, all of us, we arrive somehow towards the end of our journey. And as you and I were driving this cruiser, with policing, when you look at that rear view mirror, you have a world of stories that you have been part of. You have a world of individuals that you have impacted, hopefully in a positive way.
Right.
And I think a life that is worth living is a life that gave you that opportunity to leave people and the society better than you found. And I think this profession will give you that chance, because when I look back to the last 15 years, which is not too long in the policing world yet, but I can feel fulfilled. I can
Yes.
feel that it has made me a better person because of the people that I have served and because of the people that I have worked with. So I highly recommend that. It's the only thing that I would recommend.
Okay. It's so good.
And if you want to really have multiple opportunities and careers within one career, join policing. Because if you are within the mindset of changing every few years to another adventure within your profession,
Yes.
policing will provide you that. If you're a tactical person, you want to join the emergency response unit, K9. If you're a cyber crime person, if you are into details and forensic science, if you are into community services, presentations to the public, and if you are simply enjoying serving people in any role that you choose, policing gives you that opportunity.
Amazing. Mina, I've been doing this for a while. I meet hundreds of people every month for interviews in our organization. So I say that to you because before we met, when I was talking to Amari, and he was telling me, he goes, get ready, he says, you're going to meet someone that's going to be so deep and so like the passion. And I'm going to tell you this, I can genuinely feel the passion and the love that you have.
Thank you.
In this job, and I want to thank you for taking the time to do this. I really appreciate it. I think what you do as an individual to make so much change, but where your heart is exactly where it needs to be, and I love that. So thank you for doing that with us.
My pleasure. Constantine, let me thank you as well, because what you're doing is a very noble mission as well. You're showcasing to many what's possible in life with these
Right.
videos that you make. So I want to thank you as well for giving those who are watching this video an opportunity to realize what policing is like, and it's up to them to make that giant leap and join policing.
Amazing.
So thank you for that.
Absolutely. Well, very had we did this. I guess that would end our amazing ride along. And for those
Excellent.
listening who want careers with your regional police, you want to visit www.yrp.ca/careers. You do not want to miss on this opportunity. It's an incredible one. The service is all hiring right now. 4 classes a year. This is the time. Just make sure you take a lot of these nuggets today that Mina shared, and you will be successful.
What are you waiting for?
What are you
Join
waiting
policing.
for? There you go. All right, guys.
Thank
Have a
you.
fantastic day. Mina, thank you for your time.
You're most welcome.
All right.
Bye, everyone.
All right, awesome.
Thank you for joining me in today's podcast. This podcast was created for protectors in the fields of law enforcement, executive protection, security, and anyone looking to level up their mindset. If you are learning from this podcast and you're enjoying it, please subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Sentinel Mindset. That's a zero-cost way to support us. In addition, please subscribe to the podcast both on Spotify and Apple. And on both Spotify and Apple, you can leave us up to a 5-star review. If you have questions for me or comments about the podcast or guests you would like me to consider on The Sentinel Mindset, please post all comments on YouTube. I do read all the comments. Please also check out our sponsors, thearenatoronto.com. The Arena was created to help all those in the fields of law enforcement, security, and all that achieve their fitness goals. I want to thank our producer Matthew Doyle and creative support Jaslene Singh, who help me with this podcast every week. We value your feedback and are here to support you. Tune into the Sentinel Mindset every week where we look in the mirror to make real changes and explore what it takes to achieve greatness in your craft.
This podcast is brought to you by Executive Protection Lifestyle Canada. Make sure to drop by next week and don't forget to subscribe.